Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Today with us Ahava. So, okay, can you tell me where you from?
Sure. Thank you, first of all, Dr. Rahman, for having me on today. I really appreciate that. I am from South Florida in the United States, born and raised in the Miami, Broward area. And I have been here for multiple decades. So I really enjoy the sunny South Florida atmosphere, and I continue to plan on staying here.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, what is your qualification?
So I am a traditional naturopath. Here in America, we have two kinds of naturopaths. We have integrative and we have traditional. So I fall on the traditional side, where that means that I do not take in any type of Western medical practices. Everything is based off of supporting and healing the body on a natural front. Um, we,
Okay.
yeah, we believe the body has the inherent ability to heal itself. So we try not to mess around too much with Western practices, and we use a lot of natural modalities to do that.
So, where you complete your studies?
At traditional Trinity Natural School of Health, they're one of the oldest traditional naturopathic schools here in America, and they've been around since the 90s.
Okay. Okay, could you describe your understanding of the philosophy of naturopathy and how to integrate its your practice?
Sure. So, so we consider all aspects of the individual's care needs and their life, their physical lifestyle habits, foundations to health, which include the type of water that they're drinking, the foods that they're eating, how much water they're drinking, exercise, sun, as well as emotional needs, spiritual life. All of that gets integrated together as foundational practices in their lifestyle. And when one of those things are off balance, it causes things to go in a different direction. So what we like to do is try to figure out from all ways what is going on so that we can bring the body back to homeostasis. So we help support the client's natural ability to be able to do that. And I do that through different modalities, such as I can look at someone's face based off of traditional Chinese medicine practices and see what markers on their face are showing up that inside the organs are screaming that they need a little bit of attention. For example, the cheek areas, this is digestion, or maybe the immune system is activated. The typical lines in the center here, the two lines, we call them the liver lines. I might ask the client, do you deal with suppressed anger and, connected to the liver? The tongue also
Okay.
tells us a story, as well as nails. And so we use some of these practices along with iridology, which is the study of the iris, to really see what's going on inside, plus whatever symptoms the client is telling me.
Okay, good. So, what do you see most often in your practice on needs sports?
I actually see there's been a big rise in pathogens here, at least in America, where we find systemic issues with certain pathogens like Lyme or Epstein-Barr virus, Candida. Um, I mean, even co-infections of Lyme, strep, systemic strep. So therefore, I see a lot of that happening. I also tend to see a lot of kids, especially children who maybe after post-antibiotic use tend to get deep levels of eczema on the skin, allergies. So I actually use auricular laser therapy to clear allergies on a lot of kids. They suffer from here. It's a growing epidemic. And this therapy can clear an allergy within 1 to 2 sessions of a sensitivity or an allergy.
So, what are the modalities you use in your practice?
That's a good question. So auricular phase laser therapy is one of them. Another one I use is Bach flowers, which is for the client's emotional needs. I also use aromatherapy. I use Dr. Ream's pH balancing. I also use, let's see here, mud packing, crystals, homeopathy is a big one. While I'm not a classical homeopath, I love using the Banerjee protocols, learning from you, as well as comprehensive homeopathy, which takes a bunch of different remedies and puts it together to create a different synergy. Um, yeah. Let's see, different ones that I also do. I also do muscle response testing, frequency testing. I use a bioresonance scanner in my practice, which scans, it's based off of quantum physics and it scans through scalar waves, thousands of different questions throughout the body. So it gives me another analysis and detailed report on what could be happening.
Okay, good. So, your favorite? What is your favorite modality?
My favorite. Oh, that's a good one. Well, I also use herbs and nutraceuticals. But I have to say, I really, really enjoy clearing the allergies from people because sometimes it can be such a hinder to their day-to-day life. Just the other day, I cleared someone of a anaphylactic one through a surrogate, which means that that person's allergy was so intense to pine nuts, I had to use someone else to do it on them as they touched. And so being able to clear a life-threatening allergy or even one that hinders someone's daily life activities I love that one. I love being able to support my clients in that kind of way. And I also really love using homeopathy. I think it's amazing, and finding the right remedy can be so incredibly helpful and deeply healing.
Okay, what type of supplements would your clients ex expect to receive?
What type of supplements? Oh, I use nutraceuticals, which is vitamin therapy. I also use homeopathy, and I would say herbal medicine. And sometimes I may use all three. So using the power of three is can be very, very powerful, hitting the body from three different angles.
Okay, good. And tell me how you treat acute conditions.
Acute conditions, you usually through the power of three. I may, for example, have someone, if someone comes to me with like a cough, for example, I may have them use homeopathy as well as high dose vitamin C because it oxygenates the blood, as well as perhaps even nebulizing with a colloidal silver to get the bronchioles to calm down. So I may use a variety of different mixtures just, on in an acute case. So it really depends on what it is, but that's an example of one.
Okay. And how you treat chronic conditions.
Chronic conditions is so individualized. So I may have clients that come to me and want to do like full force, full on, they're ready to go. And then you may have others who need time and baby steps. And then you may have people who may even want to go full on, but they're so sick that they can't handle it and you have to take baby steps. So I always try to meet the client where he or she is at. If they need more hand holding, I do that. If not, then we may go full force. A lot of the times I use comprehensive homeopathy, which we use series symptom relief kits from a company that I use a lot called Desbio. So for example, if they have Lyme, I may use these kits to pull the pathogen out of the body, which basically have nosodes, and it has like a detox part to it that's homeopathic, as well as the actual removal of the pathogen. And that could take anywhere from 2 to 7 months, depending on how bad it is.
Okay, good. So how you treat seasonal allergies?
Seasonal allergies, we honestly work on the digestion and leaky gut. That's a um, foundation, I would say, to start to attempt to heal that, because 70% of the immune system is in the digestive system. So if the junctions are not tight, I should say, then proteins pass through into the bloodstream and start to cause histamine reactions. So working on the gut, sealing the intestinal
And
lining is important.
okay, good. And how you treat fatty liver patients?
Fatty liver. Oh, actually, I really, really like herbals in these cases, and drinking lots of teas that support the liver, like chickweed, dandelion, milk thistle, Padiarco. These are amazing, amazing ways to really support the liver and take a load off of what's going on, because you want to get the liver from phase one, I'm sorry, from fat soluble toxins into water soluble toxins and out safely through the kidneys. And sometimes when that doesn't happen, it goes from phase one to phase two, detoxification pathways, and sometimes things can get redistributed around the body. And that's where some chaos can ensue and come in and start getting new symptoms.
And how you treat mental illness?
Oh, this is a good one. Sometimes I actually refer out if I find the client has that's like the first and foremost thing they need to work on. I do have people around me here who solely work on emotional needs and stability, maybe through cranial sacral therapy and crystals. Yeah, also emotion code therapists. I do a little bit of that. I also use a bioresonance scanner who is able to clear like different energies, and I can also send frequencies through the scalar waves to support any kind of emotional needs as well. So it just depends on if it's a really deep thing, I usually refer out.
Mental illness like anxiety, stress, depression.
Correct. So a lot of the times, these these issues, yeah, we could say they stem from high cortisol levels, being in a lot of stressful situations, but I find that these emotions get trapped in different organs in the body, and we need to pull them out to the surface. So there are modalities that will really help bring that out on a deeper level. So that is why I refer out in those cases to someone who does this all the time. If it's something a little bit more simple, then I definitely help with, well, I may use homeopathy, and yeah, usually like comprehensive homeopathy, to help, anxiousness or elevate the mood while they're healing, to help support them during those times.
And do you suggest diet plans also?
Well, I cannot write out due to American laws, I can't actually write out a dietary plan, but I can give suggestions. And I definitely do that, and lots of hand holding through that when someone needs it. Like to just, a lot of times, you know, changing lifestyle habits can be very overwhelming for a lot of people, especially when they've been doing it such a long time. So I tend to say, let's start with breakfast. Let's get that down packed. how are you doing with it? What's your timing look like in the morning? How can we add in, easier practices for you to be able to eat and have a balanced meal?
You
So
are
I
not
always say, eat like a king for breakfast, a queen for lunch, and a pauper for dinner.
okay. That is good.
Yeah.
So, can you share your successful case with our audience?
Yes. Yes, I had, I'm going to take an example of a little child. There was a child that was, their intestinal flora was wiped out by antibiotics as a newborn. And she severely developed eczema head to toe, intense allergies. I mean, from wheat, dairy, eggs, citrus, different kinds of fruits, even fish. Just it was all over the place. And by restoring the intestinal lining of her gut, replenishing with correct flora, as well as detoxing the liver, we were able to seal up those junctions in her gut, and those sensitivities and to some of those food allergies started to lessen, and the breakouts in the eczema started to decrease. And it took, like, I would say, about 6 to 8 months, but she eventually pulled through. And then so what I do is I reduce I call it, like, you have a fire and then you throw branches to the fire to keep it going. So every time, someone eats something or puts something on their skin that could exasperate their situation, then what ends up happening is that it keeps triggering the immune system over and over and over. So when we remove those triggers, like, let's say, the foods that are triggering, for example, it gives time the body to not suppress, just to relax and not feel so bombarded, and be able to clean out the digestion and the liver. And then I use the auricular laser therapy to clear out some of the stronger allergies that she had.
Wow, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I love seeing the kids, especially the little kids, be able to go on to be able to eat what they want, obviously within moderation. But I can imagine, a parent being at a party, or, in someone's house, and the child being so reactive to just touching the table where there was wheat bread on the table, and then they have a full-blown reaction, or they might not be able to go to a restaurant with their family to eat. So this really gives them the liberty to relax a little bit and not feel like they can't participate in society.
Okay, that is wonderful. Great.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
can you tell us about your working hours?
my working hours. Yeah. Um, I usually work in block times. I have daytime hours, I have nighttime hours. Usually during the week, on the weekends, I try to be with my family a bit. Um, that's what you're asking, right? Working hours. So usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, I work. I see clients online from anywhere in the world. I'm able to do what I do. So that's a great benefit. Um, my bioresonance scanner doesn't, you don't need to touch it. With the sound of your voice of a 10-second clip, it can take the inflections and frequency and figure out, certain things that are going on. Also, I also work Mondays and Wednesdays during the daytime hours.
Do you have a website?
I do. It is www.ahavaholistic.com. So holistic is with an H.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
So, if anyone want to contact with you, how they contact?
So email is great, which is on my website as well, but it's pretty simple. It's also Ahava holistic at gmail.com. And I guess I should spell out Ahava. Ahava actually means love. And so it's love holistic, right? So it's so sweet. I love it. It's AHAV, like Victor, A holistic at gmail.com.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you very much,
Of
dear
course.
Ava. You give us a time, and hopefully, this your information helpful for our uh, YouTube and Facebook audience, and we will try to talk with you again next time about uh, a different topic. Maybe we try to talk every week when you give us time, and we talk about different topic and how you treat with. So
I
I
would love
again
that.
thank.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Stay warm.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.